4 out in the lead, 3 seconds up. Julo P2, Rams P3, Vlad, his tires are just going off now.
Why is Kubo on the heart?
Lol, dude.
And it's gonna end now, so...
What pits game use Fatima drivers have gonna see. Oh, there's a big lag rocket! Kubo's taking a massive hit. He's brought Eurus along with him. We hope we couldn't have had an ending more brilliantness this here. Matty will have the inside Catter. Absolute lag troubles there going on. Matty's finds trouble heading into the infield section. Catter is away, and he will take the final race of the season.
Fantamy just drifting his way as he's played the strategy game just right here. We're going to be looking at Blank and Jiruni. The fight continues, but Fantamy wins the CL feature win. Hello and welcome to Challenger League Season 15 Round 2. Last time around we saw a wonderful double victory from Blank, and will he be able to repeat that feat once again here at Hungaroring for the Hungarian C Prix? We're going to start off, of course, with 3 laps of qualifying, following which the grid is going to be reversed for the top 10 for the sprint. After the sprint, we're gonna have, of course, the normal qualifying results acting as the starting grid. But we've got Hungaroring here today. It's a bit of a tough circuit. Well, the basics are pretty simple, but if you want to squeeze out as much lap time as you want, you've got to be really precise. And you've got to carry a lot of speed out of it. And currently it is Miyamura and Manbergo tied for provisional pole at only 35.98. I feel like some of these drivers will be able to go faster than that. In terms of time trial, the world record is 34.93, and obviously wouldn't expect even the UL drivers to hit that. But about 35.5, maybe 35.4 seems plausible. Let's see here, we're following Krato, driving for Heritage Performance, currently in 3rd. He does improve to .82, and that does put him on provisional pole. We've got Jonathan Farouks right behind him in 2nd currently. But yeah, only .8, not much improvement other than that. We've got Vlad in 5th, we got Guzzi in 6th, Blank currently in 7th, our Drivers' Championship leader, followed by Batuko, Gosa, Juan, and the rest, of course. Looks to be mostly just people in the 36-second range, but here we go, final lap of qualifying. Will Krato keep pole position? No, it'll be Manbergo, .52. Krato does still keep front row with a .58. What a performance from these two amazing laps. From them we got Guzzi in P3 with a .72, followed by Johnny and Juan, 4th and 5th. Both of them have hit a .85. Dogamer with P6 and a .90. Blank P7, .97. Miyamura dropping all the way down to 8th with that .98 lap time. That's pretty unlucky. Kiato in 9th, 36 flat, and Vlad in 10th, 36.03. That means he'll be starting the sprint from pole position. As we go down, we've got the bottom 7. We got Batuko, who's going to start from 11th, just missed out on that sprint pole. Gosa will be starting from 12th, then Rafita, then the 2 HRTs of Tracer and Alfayuko, followed by Urist, and Mr. Bubbles will start from 17th. So we've got, I believe that is 10 laps for the CL sprint today, followed by 27 laps, of course, for this feature race. So in terms of the sprint, 10 laps, you just go on a wet, it's heavy rain, it can get very chaotic, and it gets even more chaotic when you reverse that grid. Top 10 we'll have Vlad, Kiato, Miyamura, at the front. Blank will actually start all the way from 4th, so he might be able to get a 3rd race victory in a row if he plays his cards right. But you've also got to be careful here when you're going through the track. At first, the first turn is mostly fine, but you don't really want to end up on the outside in case the drivers on the inside don't leave that space. Then you've got another second hairpin going the left way. Then you've got a nice sort of straight, just flat out sector, and then you get to the middle sector, which many would say is the hardest part to get right every time, to get right consistently, because you need to maximize your speed. You can only brake just a little bit here and there, and most of the time you want to go as flat out as possible while still avoiding the grass, because hitting grass at any point in the middle sector will absolutely decimate your lap most times. After that, it's a nice, well, not very nice, because it's a vertical back straight leading down to the... Alright, 10 laps for the sprint. First try aborted because of some major server lag at the very beginning of the race. But I'm not sure if they'll be able to abort it again if the same server lag appears. You got Kiato, Miyamura, Blank all pushing in here. Kiato gets forced wide. Miyamura gets the brunt of it. And it's Gamer out of nowhere. He's up here with Blank and Vlad as well. Oh, Vlad gets forced out a wee bit. He's down in 3rd. We've got Guzzi, we've got Kiato. It goes to the 2 Rickards as well as Juan, Manbergo, Krato. And yeah, no server lag this time, thankfully. We've got some going into grass over there, but it's Blank currently in the lead, looking for a 3rd win in a row. Then we've got Vlad, Guzzi, Gamer, and slightly behind them is Kiato, but now all of them go a bit wide on turn 2. Kiato gets back into the fold of that. Pack of 4 fighting for P2. We got Krato leading Gosa and Batuko. Behind them are Manbergo, Juan, and Johnny. Fu and Ofiyuko as well, doing quite well for himself. Oh no, he just gets forced into the grass, unfortunately, there. Behind him is Mr. Bubbles, Miyamura with another unfortunate start in a sprint. I think last time he was struggling as well. Rafia also struggling. He's down with Tracer and Urist at the moment. Blank has gotten a great getaway now into 1st, and the fastest lap on the 2nd lap of the race at 37.12. Guzzi has separated himself. Kiato, his teammate, is right behind him. Spanish Raiders hoping for a double podium here in the sprint, which will definitely help them catch up after ultimate complete domination from Cento Corsa in the 1st round. Manbergo struggling down in 7th at the moment with Gosa and Krato. Got Batuko dropping down to Johnny and Juan. Juan makes a mistake, goes deep into the grass on the penultimate hairpin. That lets Batuko, Johnny, and Mr. Bubbles past. Batuko and Johnny in 9th and 10th. Those are the final 2 points positions. I think Batuko made a mistake there, and he is struggling a little bit now. Ofiyuko and Urist look to have gone wide. Anything interesting happening up here? I think Gamer's trying to fight Kiato for that sprint podium. Looking down the inside, he does manage to pull it off, but now on this turn, it's a very tricky turn. You don't want to go too wide because you might just force the other one off, but they've managed to negotiate it quite well, and Kiato's got the better exit on the final hairpin. He will remain in P3 for now. Gamer going down the inside does force Kiato a bit wide, but Kiato is still able to keep it on track, still able to keep fighting, and their battling has allowed Vlad 0204 to catch up closer and closer. Kiato down the inside of Gamer, nearly forces him wide. He went that wide. Vlad, unfortunate victim of their collisions. Urist appears to have stopped on the track. And it's Kiato, Gamer, and Vlad. Gamer looking down the inside of Kiato, does force him a bit wide in the grass. I think Vlad went into deep into the grass on his own. They have somehow managed to catch up to Guzzi. I think Guzzi might have made a terrible mistake last lap. His lap was a second slower than Blank's. Jonathan Furuks with the fastest lap of the race now, as he's fighting here for P7 at least with Krato and Manbergo. He's managed to catch up, unfortunately for his teammate Batuko. He's dropped. Oh, and we've got a little bit of server lag and another little bit of server lag. Oh, that's quite bad. but looks to have gone back to normal. Batuko P14. I think Drazer's been extremely slowed down by that server lag as Batuko catches up to him. Blank still running in first. Guzzi has made up some of that gap back on Kiato and Dogamer, who are still fighting for P3. I think Vlad also suffered because of the server lag. He's now down with Gosa, Manbergoat, Krato, and Jonathan, making it a 5-car fight for P5. Following them is Juan, holding down the final points position at the current moment. Let's see how is Kiao and Dogamer's fight going. Dogamer looks to have lost some time to Kiao. He might still be within the slip range. Ooh, I think he's just outside of it. Kiato now going a bit to the inside to try and shrug off the slip, and Dogamer does go wide now, and that might have been it. That might have helped Kiao get the podium here. Another mistake from Dogamer out wide on turn 2. And now he's got a tough job of trying to catch back up to Kiato within the next 2 laps. As behind them we've got Gosa and Vlad at 2, Matzers 5th and 6th at the current moment. They've got Krato behind them, they've got Manbergoat behind them, and Jonathan has dropped all the way down to P10, so probably an incident in that pack. One up to P9 as Jonathan tries to regain those positions and regain his time. Urist has essentially DNF'd. Didn't have a good start. I think the server lag... no, the server lag was after he DNF'd. So I don't think that had too much effect in that decision. Blank looking very calmly to take a dominant sprint victory. And win a 3rd race in a row. When was the last time we had someone win the first 3 CL races in a row? Let's see, it wasn't last season, of course. It wasn't season 13, season 12 of 6Y. It was season 12 of 6Y who won his first 5 races in a row. And I think the best streak is probably Crafts, who's won 11 races in a row, albeit with a gap of a round in between. So maybe Blank, if he's dominant enough, he can take it. But Blank here out wins the CL sprint in Hungaroring. Guzzi in 2nd. Kiato makes a double podium for SRA. Dogamer in 4th. Vlad manages to keep P5. Gosa in 6th. Krato in 7th. Jonathan manages to go back up to P8. Manbergo in 9th. And Juan keeps the final points position in 10th. Miyamura 11th. Mr. Bubbles in 12th. Rafia crosses the line in 13th. Drazer in 14th. Ofiyuko in 15th. Batuko entering the pits and leaving. I think he drove enough of the race to be classified in P16. Nonetheless, it is Jonathan who takes the fastest lap, and it was, I believe, Vlad who started on pole position. There's that, but yeah, Blank with another victory for himself and another win, of course, for Cento Corsa. They'll be very happy with that. Manbergo struggled a bit more than his teammate today, only P9, and that might be helpful for Guzzi and Kiato with that double podium to start trying to gain some points back up to Cento Corsa, who are currently leading by 34 points over Spanish Raiders in 2nd. Bobcat currently in 3rd. They might be struggling to keep that 3rd position, as unfortunately Urist had the DNF, and he is the only driver for the team tonight. HRT Push Pro in 4th, and the constructors, they'll also probably be struggling to keep that up. Unfortunately, not a great sprint for them. P14 and P15. Then Heritage Performance, Krato just got the P7. Rekar just a P8 for Jonathan. I think Matzer can climb a bit up if they continue with this performance in the feature. And of course, Dogamer, that P4 will be very useful for FGR Challenger off a bit of a weak first round with only 6 points. And Juan actually scores the first point for Velocity Power Team in this season so far with that P10 in the sprint. So we've got 27 laps ahead of us in the feature, And of course, the grid will be put back to the normal quality results, which, if I remember right, that means Manbergo will be starting from pole with Krato on the front row alongside him. So maybe that will help them out. Of course, they had to start from in the midfield for the sprint, and that might have cost them some of that potential to challenge for the top. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. 27 laps. Interesting to see what the strategies will be. You can of course split a compound in 999, but the 2 compound rule goes into play for every dry CL feature race. So that's something that's gotta be put into account. Will people go for a mix of softs and mediums? I don't think that's likely. More likely we get softs and hards, or maybe mediums and hards, or maybe all 3 compounds, 1 stint of each. So we'll have to see. Will Manbergo and Krato be able to fight for that feature win after a bit of a more disappointing sprint race? Voice chat status right now is hunger suffering, and yeah, it looks like a lot of people were hunger suffering today. What else is there to talk about? Of course, absence of Giroudi tonight. Drazer subbing in for HRT Push Pro as a result, and that will definitely be a little setback for HRT. Once again, very impressive performance from DoGamer in the sprint. I think he's getting really good at the sprints actually, because this is not the first time he's performed well in a sprint. Okay, here we go. Manbergo, Krato, Guzzi, Juan, Jonathan, DoGamer. Let's see a lot of people starting the softs. DoGamer opting for the hards in the middle of a sea of softs, and Jonathan opting for medium tires. But yeah, it's mostly softs to start the race. Jonathan going wide there, DoGamer, blank or through. Manbergo still in the lead. Juan, Guzzi, Krato, or looking for something. Guzzi here. First one to break through, and he's up into P2, and him and Manbergo might be able to get away. Of course, last time in Malaysia, the two of them had a big lag rocket, but right now Guzzi has taken the lead of the race. Oh, he does. He's probably gotten rammed on his screen by the trailer of Manbergo, but he's managed to keep the lead. Krato's with them, one bit less. Bituko has had a great start. He's got Kiato over fighting him, and his inexperience might be a struggle in the pack. Drazer has already DNF'd. He might have stalled at the start actually, because that is a huge gap. Kiao's really just not leaving any space. Gosa will teleport there. Gosa looking to have some connection. Oh, big connection issues there. If I see a connection issue from him again, I will have to ask him to DNF. Just have to keep an eye on that. He is a bit twitchy, but he hasn't started teleporting again just yet. It's Guzzi out in the lead, followed by Juan, Krato, and Manbergo, who seems to have been forced off by some trailers right now. Of course, he's one of the high-ping drivers. Kiato and Vlad fighting for P5. Jurist behind him. He's had a great start on those medium tires, and I think that alternative strategy of starting on mediums or hards is the way to go. At least that's my opinion. Kiato with a big mistake lets Jurist and Vlad through. Manbergo with a big mistake lets Jurist and Vlad through. However, of course, DoGamer hit the back of Kiato there, which slowed him down, and we've got this whole big pack building. Jurist going round the outside of Vlad there, looked a bit paranoid. Maybe he thought it was Gosa because he was really hoping not to get forced wide. And now Kiao's really not leaving a lot of space. Oh, what is going on? DoGamer and Vlad and Blank, and it's just all chaos here. It didn't look like too major a time loss, but it was a time loss nonetheless. Jurist, not sure if he had the grass or was forced out. Manbergo forced out. I think he slowed down Miyamura behind. DoGamer might have been forced out, or he might have made a mistake. Jonathan now up to P10 as a result of this whole chaos, and now he goes wide himself, and he forces DoGamer wide as well, and Bituko's here as well, and we're gonna have server lag, and that is the worst thing you can have at that possible moment for the drivers in that pack. Let's go back up to the top. Guzzi in the race lead. He is driving the best drive of the season so far for himself. Of course, he was saying that lag rocket with Manbergo. He could have won the feature race last time in Malaysia, or Manbergo could have won the feature race, but because of that lag rocket, it cost him so much time, allowed Blank to pass them, and in the end, Blank profited and Blank triumphed. So now Guzzi is looking to make his point here. He can challenge Blank, he can fight with Blank, and he is looking for that feature race win, an amazing gap for him. Krato in P2, Juan having an absolute banger of a race. He's currently in P3. Kiato's in P4. That's really good points for SRA so far. Blank, their opponent behind them in P5, and Vlad in P6. All of those drivers are on the softs. We got Eurus, then we've got the slightly laggy Gosa, and Dogamer. Again, yeah, Gosa lagging again. If he starts teleporting again, that will be a DNF request. Dogamer goes wide on the final turn, tries to close it off, but too late, so he relents and allows Eurus to oh, that was really awkward. Eurus got forced wide on turn 1, I don't think into Grasvo. Then of course he didn't leave space on the inside. I think that's because he was with Gosa's trailer, and now he looks to have been shafted by going side by side with Gosa, who is all over the place right now. We've got the first pit. Guzzi, Krato onto the medium tires. Vlad onto the mediums. Blank onto the hards. Just a lot of people opting to switch off at the soft tires. A lot of people getting rid of that 2 compound rule. Gosa driving with Dogamer here, both of them yet to pit. Gosa is still twitchy. However, he's not teleporting, but it's looking really bad. I think I'll give it just 2 more laps or so. He's into the pits now. Guzzi into the race lead. Dogamer in P2, still yet to pit. Krato behind him in P3. He's looking to get past. Of course, he wants to catch Guzzi. Dogamer, however, doesn't relent. He goes back ahead. He doesn't want to let him pass. He doesn't want to take the slip. And that might actually be playing into the hands of Guzzi here. However, Krato now gets that overtake. Looks like Dogamer this time just allows him. So yeah. Dogamer with a mistake there, and now he's lost his slip, unfortunately, and that might have been part of the reason why he was hesitant to let him go in the first place. Is of course a bit more difficult in the lower leagues to slipstream, as Kiato's now catching up to him again. Still hasn't. Kiato has pitted. Eurus still hasn't pitted. He's fighting with Vlad and Blank, who have. And there's not too much his fight, but I think he's just trying to slip. Vlad here does get hit from behind by Blank's trailer. Juan in P8 after the pits, and then off Yuko is up in P9, still yet to pit. Does make a mistake there. Oh, that was awkward. Could have really slowed down Manbergoat. Manbergoat fighting with Ghost. Oh, Ghost gets forced out wide. He's looking considerably, I'd say, better, but now he started twitching a little bit again, so that might just be temporary. He's in 11th. Miyamura currently in 12th in the final position. Where the hell is Numlock? There we go. Eurus is finally into the pits. He's opted for soft tires. So we've got a podium composing of drivers who have already pitted. All of them, I think, all of the off the softs onto the medium tires. It's Guzzi followed by Krato, who has closed down that gap a little bit now. Whoa, a little bit. He's closed it down by a second, and he keeps closing it down. Krato looking to catch Guzzi now, and Kiao is looking for another double podium for Spanish Raiders. Dogamer still up in P4, 11th lap on the hard tires, and he's going strong. We got Vlad and Blank closing up behind him. Then Juan in 7th, Manbergo in 8th. We've got Miyamura in 9th and Gosa in 10th, fighting each other for that P9 position. Eurus is in 11th, followed by Rafita. Jonathan in P13 on the hard tires. Mr. Bubbles, I think, is looking for an overtake here somewhere, because he is, of course, on the soft tires, but they are more worn, however, so he might be better off just relenting. Bituko, and we've got a server lag. Is that the end of it? No. Okay, now it's the end of it. any big losses. I'm not sure. Doe Gamer's been co-opted by... Oh, big lag rocket! Doe Gamer and Vlad. And Vlad will be very angry at that. Doe Gamer's on the worn tires. He shouldn't have even been fighting that hard to cause a lag rocket in the first place. Vlad will definitely be angry at him for that, but Vlad will also be angry at himself for allowing that to happen. He's a much more experienced driver here, and he could have maybe prevented it, but he's out. So already has pitted. Doe Gamer hasn't, and now Doe Gamer is into the pits after 30 laps on those hards and a big lag rocket. He's going on soft, so he's not going for a one-stopper. Of course, one-stopper would mean another set of hards, which would not comply with the 2 compound rule. Guzzi's still holding on to that lead, but Krato is within that 1 second gap behind him. Kiato having a nice race in P3. I think he's pretty solid now. Doesn't look like much it can cost him here, as long as he just doesn't lose too much time to Blank here. Blank in P4, he's separated himself 1, and Vlad P5 and P6. Vlad trying to squeeze for the inside, decides it's not worth it. Backs out, and he's looking to overtake 1 in a different manner. He's got the more worn tires, but he's got faster tires, so I think those 2 compounds are going to be pretty even right now on the current lap for each driver. Manberg Goat and P7, it's just been an alright race for him. I mean, he got points in the sprint, he's going to get points in the feature, but I'm pretty sure he would definitely want something more. He got pole after all. He's got that potential, so it probably just didn't work out for him. Too much incidents, too much fighting. It can always end up the wrong way. Miyamura up in P8 at the moment. That's because he's on quite worn medium tires right now. Mr. Bubbles is the first one to pit a second time. It's Gosa in 9th, Urist fighting Doe Gamer for 10th, both of them on softs. Urist on considerably more worn out softs, doesn't leave space for Doe Gamer there on the inside. And now middle sector, yeah, it's very tricky. Both of them hit a little bit of grass, and you can just see that that's just loses you a lot of time. Urist late on that turn. Oh, and overcorrects, does force Doe Gamer out wide as a result of that mistake. Jonathan currently in P12 in the final points position, followed by Rafita, Batuko, and Ofiyuko. Mr. Bubbles having a nice Sunday stroll right now on very fresh hard tires, and Tracer is not here with us. Guzzi and Krato are both into the pits, so is Kiato, so is Blank. 10 laps before the end. Are they all going for mediums? Guzzi is, Krato is, Kiato is, and is Blank as well. Blank onto the hards. He wants that advantage at the very final laps. Question is, can he catch in order to get that advantage in the first place? And I think he's close enough to Kiato that he might be able to bridge that pace difference on those tower compounds and do it. Guzzi still in P1. Krato, after closing down about a second, he seems to have just been stuck in this limbo. 1.5 seconds behind Guzzi or thereabouts. They've just been... Oh, Guzzi goes wide on the final turn. And that is commentator's curse right there. Krato is now less than a second behind him. Krato, however, goes into the grass on the first turn. He can't waste this opportunity. I think he hit grass on the turn 2 as well, though. So now this battle's getting spicy here through the middle sector. It's a tough sector. Can they just drive through it without much grass hits? I don't think either of them hit too much grass there. But it's back to that about, it's closer now. It's about 1 second behind, and Guzzi again on his final turn this time. He gets it much better off. And it's about a second between them now. It's closed down more, but it still hasn't closed down to slip yet. Juan still out on those hard tires, yet to pit the second time, and that means he's currently in P3. Kiato is fighting with Blank. Blank's got the slower tires, but those tires will serve him well at the end of the race. If he can just keep fighting, Kiato keep slipping him, he can probably beat Kiato for that P3 and help Cento Corsa stay on top. Got Vlad in P6 having a race by himself, and we got huge server lag. I was wondering why he stopped driving. Huge server lag. Juan is into the pits onto soft tires. Not sure if the server lag has slowed him down somehow in the pits, but I think he's fine actually. He comes out in P7 right behind Manbergo, and that's great position to be in for Juan. He can probably take P6. He can probably take P5 if he's fast enough, but Vlad does have pretty good medium tires, so that might be too far. Juan gets past Manbergo, does make a mistake for the middle sector, but he keeps P6 for now. Who do we have behind him? Miyamura in P8, Gosa in P9, Eurus trying to catch up to him in P10. What about Do Gamer? He's on very fresh softs. He's looking to beat Eurus for that P10, and Jonathan in the final points position on very fresh softs as well. However, looks to have lost a lot of time, whether it be due to the server lag, something else, other incidents. Krato, Guzzi, it's still that second of a gap between them. Guzzi has done an amazing job so far, I'd say, soaking up that pressure and just driving well enough, avoiding those huge mistakes, and just being able to stay on the lead as Krato is just slowly inching closer and closer. Guzzi needs to maximize the amount of time he can keep Krato at bay out of slipstream, because he knows that that fight on the very final laps might as well be coming here. So he's got to be careful, he's got to keep driving the best he can, and that is some big pressure for him to get his first CL win in a while, and to get his first CL win this season. Krato also looking for his first one this season, as Blank has been taking all of them, and he's currently fighting Krato for that P3. And we've got Vlad. Juan is actually already pretty close behind Vlad, only 2 seconds behind. He might be able to do it. Just hits his fastest time of the race at .97, pretty good stuff. Guzzi's got the fastest lap of the feature race so far, it's at .82, it does make a mistake there. Manbergo will be looking to try and catch up. Miyamura, Gosa looking to try and catch up to Miyamura. Do Gamer has gotten past Eurus, and quite a gap at that, as Jonathan is closing down on Eurus, so might have been something between Eurus and Do Gamer there that we missed. Blank still fighting with Kiato. Here, he's got the hards, Kiato's got the mediums. Mr. Bubbles is out of this race. He's out of this race. I'm not sure if he'll be classified. I think he should be classified as not DNFing. It has been 24 laps, so I think that's fine. Guzzi looks to have gained some time on Krato here, in fact. Let's see. Yeah, 4/10 faster lap than Krato last lap. And with only 2 laps to go, that might as well have done it. And Bituko now has also ended his race. Still appears to be behind Mr. Bubbles on the timing sheet. It's just confusing. But yeah, that's both Mr. Bubbles and Bituko DNFing, but they will most likely be classified since there's so little of the race left, as Guzzi now starts the final lap. Krato has fallen apart in these final laps. Unfortunately, he's just lost another 4/10 to Guzzi that lap. That's 8/10 in 2 laps. And he tried his best to put that pressure on Guzzi to try and catch him on that pace. But Guzzi has done a brilliant job of soaking up that pressure, a brilliant job of keeping him at bay just enough, just keeping him out of slipstream, just focusing on driving in that clean air, driving the best he can. And as he rounds the final hairpin, it is Guzzi who's gonna win the Hungarian C-Prix feature race. Amazing job. Krato comes in second, and Kiato will hold off Blank's attacks to make it another double SRA podium. They've struck back at Cento Corsa today, and they've struck back pretty well. Blank in P4. It looks like Vlad on the finish line just beat out Juan and Manbergo, getting P5. Juan with P6, Manbergo with P7, Blank with no GG. Someone just flew out. I think that was Do Gamer. P8 for Miyamura, P9 for Gosa, P10 for Jonathan in the end. P11 for your... Oh, that might be because Do Gamer left. So that's probably going to be something that has to be worked out. It's actually a tied fastest lap between Guzzi and Johnny. I don't remember what the rules on that are. If they both each get half a point, if they both each get 1 point, or if it just goes to whoever hits it first, which I'm not sure we'll be able to tell. But yeah, Jonathan and Guzzy both with the fastest time of 35.82. Eurist in 11th for Fita. Then Dogamer, I'm not sure if Dogamer actually finished 13th. He left the race before the end, so he's probably just going to be classified there anyway. Off Yuko 14th, Batuko and Mr. Bubbles both did not finish the race, but I think they drove enough of it to be classified. P15, P16, and Tracer DNF at the very start with P17. So let's see if there's anyone in the VC that we can have a nice chat with, such as the winner of the feature race, Guzzy. What have you got to say for us?
Yo, bro, I have no idea. I was not expecting to win today. I was hoping for a podium at least, and then I don't know, that strategy, the race pace I think was quite good. No big mistakes, only that one on lap 19 I think, or something. But yeah, I just held it together. The lag did not kill me at all. I just kept my focus, my head cool, and just brought it home.
Yeah, that's a great job. And now with Spanish Raiders finally getting a win against Santa Corsa, and of course the double podiums in both the sprint and the feature. Do you think you can challenge them the rest of the season in the constructors?
Definitely. With that result from SRA, Chiaro doing a great race, podium in both races as well. We are hunting them down, don't you worry.
Speaking of Kiao up next. You want to say anything about your two races? I think it was P3 in both races. Very nice, very consistent, and an improvement on last time. Anything to say about it?
Yeah, thanks, Reid. Well, I knew I had some pace. I was aiming for the win, but the double podium, it's quite solid. I'll take that. And yeah, I'm quite hyped about the WCC. It would be my first WCC since my jail season. So yeah, and doing it alongside Guzzy, that we've been 4 seasons now. It must be really cool.
Yeah, this very nice performance from you two today, and Manbert, Goat and Blank gotta keep up that practice if they want to challenge. Well, I mean they're in the lead, but if they want to keep that gap.
Yeah.
A standout performer today was Juan, getting P6 in the feature and P10 in the sprint. What you got to say about your race, Juan?
Yeah, I really did not expect that. I basically started practicing seriously today. But, I mean, the sprint I just got murdered. Sprints are sprints, you know, that happens. And feature suddenly, somehow how I call it P4, that did not feel like a P4 kind of lap. And I just went with the front, made a few mistakes, lost some positions, went onto the hards, made more mistakes, lost more positions, back to the softs, and then ended up P6 somehow.
Yeah, I mean, you've gotten the first points for velocity this season with your performances.
Yeah, I figured they would need some points, so happy to help out.
Alright, and finally of those we have in the VC, Eurist, a round to forget for the most part, did get 2 points in the feature. But what do you make of it? I think you had some issues there, especially in the sprint.
Yeah, a lot of laggy people. Ghost was teleporting all over the place. It wasn't just the server, which is annoying by itself, but like I had 2 people on my screen and Ghost was all over the place and the other person wasn't, so yeah. Yeah, not much to say. I think I was doing well at the start. I think I got up to P4, but then did some mistakes, went off track, and lost some time. Yeah, not much to say.
Yeah, hopefully with Tomatoes back around, you guys can deliver some good double points performances next week. Well, I think that'll be all for CL today. Season 15, round 2, Hungarian C-Prix. Blank with the sprint victory, Guzzi with the feature victory, and a really good performance from Spanish Raiders as a whole that will see them cut some of those round 1 losses to Santo Corsa. That's all, and we'll see you next week for Guzzi Man's home race, and technically Vlad's residence race at Norway at Kaupanger, or however you say it, next week. So we'll see you then. Bye bye.